And so the Nintendo Switch sales continue, and this one's for the week of the 5th to the 11th of May. And as usual, this one's for the EU, UK and the USA, but do check your regions as we head into our first offering. And that comes in the guise of a action role-playing game called Dragon's Dogma, 85% off right now, and a really impressive 7.9 Metascore. If you're into your Skyrims or indeed The Witcher, I think this will be right up your alley. With a completionist time of 113 hours-ish, this one's not really to be sniffed at. And if you've ever watched a Better Call Saul and thought, maybe I could do that, then maybe my next offering would be just for you. Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney at a pretty decent 67% off, which just like Dragon's Dogma matches its all-time low. This is the trilogy version, so you're getting more than one game here, and it's definitely one for those that like to do a little bit of reading and sleuthing within their games. It does have a pretty impressive 66 hours worth of content, and it's even got an 8.6 Metascore. It's not really my sort of cuppa, but what is slightly more my thing, Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate Edition, 75% off. Single player or multiplayer. It is actually quite interesting to go back to 2018, which was when it was first released, and I kind of feel like nowadays they're churning them out once a year or so, and it does make me wonder how long this can last before the Assassin's Creed syndrome engulfs it. This one's just for the US, and it's a game that I'm not at all familiar with, Minute of Islands, and it has 90% off and a not too shabby 6.6 Metascore. Penned as a narrative puzzle platformer, I can kind of see why this has divided people. And to one of my favourite games of all time, Children of Morta, and this one's the complete edition at a pretty respectable 75% off. This one has got a pretty decent narrative that runs through it all, a pretty decent lore, and a really decent looter shooter at its core. This one you unlock different characters as you go along, and it's even multiplayer, so there's a chance to bring one other lucky person to play this game with. Well, if you're looking for more of a fighting action arcade game, then Guilty Gear Strive is probably going to be more up your street. This one's got a 34% discount, and it's the lowest price it's ever been. It's basically a beat 'em up with a 7.9 Metascore, but it looks incredible, and apparently it plays really well as well. So if you're into that sort of thing, dip your bread. MotoGP 21, 90% off. Now is the time, if you're into your motorcycle games, to pick this one up. Personally, this sort of thing is quite boring to myself, but it does have a rewind mechanic if you made a mistake, and I don't know, if you're into motorcycles, this may be fun for you. Matching its all-time low, Kamiko is 60% off right now. Penned as an action arcade game, it looks more like a top-down action-adventure RPG. The game's styled around the Japanese Shinto beliefs, which is something I'm not familiar with, but I will say that the game does look quite cool. It's even got a 7.5 Metascore, so I'm thinking that this one may actually be worth picking up, even more so as it's under £2. And a game that I can relate to the name, Ugly, is 80% off. This one's more of a platform puzzler game where you get to use a unique mechanic, whereas you get to swap yourself within mirrors in order to solve puzzles. With a pretty respectable 7.4 Metascore, I'm thinking this may be a diamond in the rough. I'm not quite sure how many people have considered this, but we're almost halfway through the year already, and that means that Halloween is catching up quite quickly. And I'm hoping to save you a bob or two if you're thinking of getting Layers of Fear 2, as it's got an 85% off at the moment. If you played the first one, you probably know what to expect here. It's got a pretty reasonable 6.2 Metascore with a rather large emphasis on exploring and puzzle solving. This one is probably going to be creepy as hell and have a few jump scares, I would imagine. If, like many people out there, you enjoy a good scare and a good spooky story, this probably will be for you. Just one thing, it might be useful to leave the lights on while you're playing this one. I've tried to keep the games a little bit different this week, something that doesn't normally come up, and I think I've done quite well and a bit for more or less everybody. If you've enjoyed this video, then please do hit that like and subscribe button. Leave a comment down below as well, that's always useful. Thank you for joining me. Until next time.